where I was at, it worked. It, it wasn't a thing. But now when you come here, it's a different audience. Some of those are in here as well. And what I'm saying, it's not a bad thing. I'm saying that, but I have to be able to speak in a way that I can get everybody instead of just this one demo. So that was a good thing about TikTok. Because in TikTok, kind of like here, like, but it's different over there. Because over here, it's common to go into a live by yourself and nobody show up. I mean, a lot of times people prefer to be able to go into a live on YouTube and nobody be there because a lot of people when they go into the lives they want to make a certain amount of lives. They go in like this one guy he go in a live he'll speak like 8 hours. I mean he'll speak for 60 minutes and then he'll take 60 minutes and he'll dice 60 minutes into 8 minute clips. So you see 8 times 5 is 40. So 8 times 6 is 40. So he's made 6 different videos that he can put off of that 1 hour thing. So but he don't like being live when people there because then you got people asking questions, they interacting, blah 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 blah. But from those 8 minute clips, you know, he he's using 8 minutes because that's the minimum amount that you can attach for monetization. And then from those 8 minute clips, the highlights he'll make reels from, certain ones. So then he's just like, another way, mass marketing. But in TikTok, your lives, it's you can't basically go into a live. Well, I guess you could. I guess you could, but go into it live on TikTok and nobody be there and still cut it down into different stuff. Yeah, because I see a lot of guys do what people do that. Well, I don't see a lot of them, but I know one guy who's doing it successfully. Trevino, something Trevino. Um, but he does that. He makes very great little clips. He's actually one of the people too that gave me that inspiration to step on out there, man. So again, that's what I say. That's how I got here. I started making my videos. Actually have 2 different pages. Actually, I have multiple, ones, but on TikTok, one of them is the one I've been going to, the one that I go on live, which is my main page. And then like I say again, I created a whole different, brand new page on TikTok with the same name as this one. I connected these two together um, because a person told me, I said, "Man, when you going, I know you want to go, you want to start, putting your purpose out on your page." Because you already passed a lot of those hurdles. You already got that 1,000 followers. You can automatically just go in and start doing things. But it's just a lot of those people they're not going to hear you because they're going to hold you to the old person you were, or to the person that they are comfortable with, the person that they know. That's so you could be bringing great messages, but because it's you, they can't hear it. So you need to step away. As we said, we go back to a prophet is without honor except for his own country. Well, that's what it is. Those people they became my countrymen. Those are town folks. Those are people. So they whether they hear me for the first time and then or they went to my videos, they have this perception of me. So here I am talking about light, and they like, what? Man, he playing for your money, whatever something, about. So I went over here. Now, when you create a new page and you start from scratch, and you bring your message out, you take the risk of being, what I mean. Nobody ever gets your message. The algorithm not pushing you out or whatever. But me, I was like, if your message is sincere and halfway decent, you're gonna get out there, and it's a way to twerk it. You make sure you get out there. So I went over there. I created. At first, I only took white because at first I wanted to do an analysis. I wanted to see the people on my page that don't support, and versus the people another page and see how they support. It's the same, bro. It ain't like they better supporters or what. Because I like to say it ain't. The people are just people, man. It's past color. It's individuals. Some people just in their heart they just don't. They hate. They hate. They don't want to support, or they don't want to see you do it. Whatever. I don't know. I can't understand the reason. I'm not gonna even try to. But it ain't got nothing to do with color. They got some. Just like they got evil. We got evil people in our ranks as well. So after I kind of got my analysis, I started opening it up. But then, like when they tell you that those people who have that light, you tend to attract things, insects, but like that. So uh, I noticed that I do attract a whole bunch of witches. I get a whole bunch of witches, man. And I don't, and not to say anything bad about witches because I'm in a place where I don't feel like I know whether they doing is good or bad, and I nor do I have a concern to find out. So I just steer clear of it. But I get a whole lot of witches, man. And I thought it was with me until I heard another person talking about it. Trevino was talking about it one time, and I was like, man. So it gets to the point where, like, man, but that's another story. But I'm here, and what I hopefully intend to do with this page is to grow my numbers up and be able to, the end game is monetization, but I want to help somebody that is going through that same process that I went through, that awakening process. I want to be able, and I have. So that's the funny thing. So some of the my posts, I haven't really, yeah, I have. Okay, so the posts that I share here, like if you go through my catalog and you see the posts that I share here, especially the beginning posts that I share here, I share them. What is it? I cross uh, post them up on that my new TikTok page and this page, and it's amazing, and I don't take credit for it, but it's amazing when people reach back out and they in the comments and they be like, "Man, I needed to hear this today," you know. And I'm not laughing because they said it, but I'm laughing because you realize where they at in their life that they needed to hear this. You know what I mean? They couldn't hear it from nobody that was in their immediate circle, but here's this stranger out the blue just like. And then and my response is I always want to make sure that my response is not taken arrogantly, like I'm taking credit for it. So I'll be you got to find a way to tailor that response so they understand that that's the hand of the Almighty. You know what I mean? Just working through me. And so, but yeah, I get them those responses already now. Like, man, thank you. You know what I mean? Or I need to hear this or blah blah blah. And that's kind of like to me that's like really hitting you with the dab, man. I appreciate that. So I enjoy that. And I know the bigger your page get, the more of that you get. And I can just imagine like how good a lot of the creators that I watch and that I see that how a decent good of a heart they are because they ain't let that get to their head. And I know that if I'm getting it, I know they and so and they staying grounded. They ain't taking credit for it. That's good. I appreciate that. But that's what I want to do is grow it up, get into a position where my spoken word can be the the catalyst to save somebody that was going through a point and they was like, y'all, you know what? And here I come in, they come across it, and I'll be the one to be like, hey, that's how God works. That's why I say, like, if you look at one of my catalogs, it's called Hearing from God. It's the ways, like I've never heard from God audibly, and I don't know nobody who has. They say, what's his name? Paul did, but I don't know anybody that has personally. So, but I do hear God. That was a good thing about my isolation because my isolation allowed me to hear God. It refined my ability to hear God in conversations with others, whether it's in person, on the phone, internet. You know what I mean? It's like my discernment is so cold now. I mean, my discernment is so cold that I can tell about a person in the text messages, and it is funny because it's some beautiful women in here in this spiritual side, and that and we don't think it's not a religious base, so they're humans too, and so but it's a cold sisters, right? And so and I might have responded to one of their pages or something that they had commented, and they respond to my comment, and I'll be like, and I kind of like shoot my little flirty shot, and they they curve that stuff, not physically, but it's like hello, hello. I could use this right here. No, that's not it. That's not it. This is what I hear. After I respond to it, they tell you, I don't hear no more. So I I but I know now that they was so on point back then that they can read my energy through my text, and me at this point now, I understand. I do the same thing. I'm just like, man, sure, shit, many people think I'm stupid. It's what. So I appreciate that. That was a great gift. A lot of a lot of times we look for other gifts. Bigger things, blah blah blah. Only other gift I look for was wealth. You know what I mean? That's the other thing. But I got discernment, and man, when I now looking at myself now, uh, uh discernment was the best thing that could have happened to me. I'm telling you, I would have traded that at this point. Now you give me an opportunity here, wealth or discernment. I'm taking that discernment. Yeah, man, that discernment. Like I say, they remove people like you. They say a lot of times you don't get your blessing because of the people that are around you, and God is kind of like protecting you. Trying to might know it ahead of time what type of people will turn into after you get your blessing, try to take and steal or whatever they have to do to get it. Um, and but you don't see it because they go by names like family, sister, brother, dad. Mom. So you in your mind, you probably already pictured, hey, if I ever got this amount of money, the first thing I'm gonna do is go buy my mama a house. Or I'm gonna go buy my daddy a this, and I'm gonna buy my sister this, and blah, blah, and that's how you thinking, not knowing that them people don't think the same way that you do, and they say a lot of times when they say God hear conversations about you that you don't that you haven't heard so it's a protection. But when you go through that isolation and you start looking and you be like, and then when you look and you like, nah, not her, not him. I know not him. That's my dog. And then the hard reality, the hard truth is presented to you, and you be like, and you realize, yeah, your dog, your listener is just like that. And so I appreciate that gift of discernment. I can just, man, it's so funny, man. And then at first I used to be I was so, I used to was cocky with it, but I wasn't mean to be cocky. I was just like, man, you think I'm stupid? You gonna tell me this whole lame stuff to my face? You know what I mean? And so when the people be seeing and I cross them up. I'm like, man, hold up, listen. Basically, I was calling them on it. I was calling them on what they were saying or what they was whatever. I was calling them on it, and a lot of times when you call people on their stuff, it causes friction. Or it may cause an argument or whatever. But you're like, so because you're right. But then when you start getting on, it's just like, man, I just like, so I just laugh. I laugh. I don't laugh at them, but I be laughing so hard. You know what I mean? So what's the name that they realize like the gig is up? You know what I mean? He know, but I'm respectful about it. You know what I mean? But I be knowing I have to let them I know. Because if you don't let them, they're gonna try it again. So they're gonna try it again anyway, but they're gonna try it again the same way. But yeah, so that was my gift. My isolation is discernment. And yeah, I'm enjoying that. But that is my goal. What else about the page? The name, basically how I came up with my name. My name is Martin, um, and then it's like chosen. Everybody, And so when people like a guy to say chosen, like what I mean, what does like the it's because it's become such a trendy word is chosen one, and I mean, like it's cool to be a chosen one, because really, in all actuality, this like it ain't for everybody. I don't say that being tough, but I'm like, man, because there's some weird stuff going on. Some people basically out of here. Mine and true. So it's not nothing that I would have picked. Put it like that. I can't believe because they say that we get this role because you know we decided to take this role. Okay, I must have been high that day in heaven. I had to be, what I mean, to pick this. Yeah, to pick this. So, but I don't mean it in that term that uh trendy or popular. Damn, I mean, been chosen. Like I've been called. I've been called to do something, and we all have been called. But a lot of us don't answer the calls. It took me a long time to answer the call. Like when I'm looking at TikTok now, and I'm seeing like 18. I'm seeing 18-year-old. I don't know who that is. So I'm seeing 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-old that are conscious, that are woke. I'm like, whoa. At first I was like, man, I'm slow. But then I realized that, through what's in line, it's different people because of different call, whatever calling that they have or that they answer, um, it, they may have needed to, what I mean, their purpose is a lot sooner, and they might burn out, what I mean, because they established their calling at a younger age, and then get to live the rest of them, what I mean, smoother or vice versa. So when you choose that call, you choose to accept it. That's your time, But then you can't lose it too. Well, you can't lose your calling, but you can lose. What I learned is that you can lose your protection. You know, you can't lose, the gift that it was given to you, but you can lose that protection. That protection is when you go back, say, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper." That's my enemy because once you go, it's chosen. Like when I'm, what I mean, now because I'm aware that some people that will view this live haven't crossed that bridge yet. They haven't entered into that part of their life. So to them, it's mumbo jumbo. So that's why I don't really go in depth about what actually happened, what I experienced, what I've seen. So, but they may have not got there yet and seen those things. So I try to talk in a way that the seed is planted where if they do hit it, they already know where they can turn around, come back to somebody can help them. What I mean, give them that direction, or not even me, but they just know where to search for that. But what else were we gonna talk about today? I'm trying to because I had a 30-minute mark. I'm at 7 minutes, so almost 7 minutes over. But I want to make sure. Oh, the reason why I don't go in debt like that is because this is kind of like an introduction video, and this is something where like a so even though that I have a certain niche for YouTube and maybe another two TikTok page, um, I learned that at this present point in my page journey that it's I can't afford to be all the way in my niche, what I mean, because I haven't established that falling count yet. So my other instead of talking about other, what I mean, things that I don't want to talk to that is I mean talk about that's like way off center from spirituality or awakening. I've been learning a lot about well, I know a lot about SEO because I have online business. I sell electric scooters, electric bicycles, food trucks. I basically deal with China, importing products and selling products and stuff. So I have a and I build websites. I build my own websites, and I help other people build their websites. But I build websites. So over these years, I've been learning a lot about SEO, basically search engine optimization, and those things. A lot of people don't know that those things where people are selling physical products, like like let's say that you got a tire shop, and when somebody's because the days of the billboards, those billboard days are over. Driving down the street, seeing billboard, blah blah. So the two most effective forms of advertising now is mobile advertising. It's like you see people with their vehicles wrapped, little things on their vehicle, and SEO, search engine optimization, which it's almost out the it's almost out the way, or is relevant as well too, but it's still there. And so I learned how those things work, but I also learned about content marketing, where I was marketing my products, my physical products through my post. And I would like I say doing it rough, and that's why I say I burned a lot of bridges as far as platforms, is because I was violating certain rules that you wasn't supposed to be doing. But it didn't hurt me because I wasn't using their platform for monetization. I was using their platform for free advertising, which is and it's called content marketing. Basically, when you advertise using social media and you actually having a way to put it's called content marketing. So I didn't know what it was one day, but I had to do on my LinkedIn page. he called me. He's like, dude, you use content marketing on LinkedIn. You're he said you're bad. So, but so, but so I know a lot about those things, and basically I know that at this time, being on YouTube, I came in at the perfect time. It's like God, well, the Most High, like He changed the rules because He knew, He was entering me over here. Because so I've learned a lot about that, and where I'm trying to help my people from TikTok, my community from TikTok. I had like I say, I had 3,900 people on TikTok, and the goal is 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, and I was right there. And then when I got right there, it clicked to me uh, that I've always, in everything that I did in life, even as a kid, I was always that person who wanted quality over quantity. And so it's like right when I get to that 400, that 4,000 mark, it hit me. Like, yo, you got a bunch of junk on your page. And that what I mean by junk is because if you look at the analytics after I post, so my posts aren't being pushed. They're not even being pushed like they're supposed to be being pushed. And I'm like, so when your posts aren't pushed the way that they're supposed to be pushed, the first thing you do is blame TikTok. You blame such and such, this person, blah blah blah, instead of, man, what am I doing wrong? And I learned a lot of this myself. Just it just well, I didn't learn it myself. You know how we get those downloads who kind of lead us in direction. So so I'm like, man, I started going to my page, and at first I got a whole bunch of. So if you when you go to your profile page on TikTok, it shows three things. It shows following. That's how many people that you are following that aren't following you back, and then the next one is followers. Basically, how many people following you, and then after that is one called likes. But if you click on any one of those numbers, it'll introduce a new screen, and that new screen where you can take it over a little bit further and see friends, and those friends are the people that basically that you're following and they are following. Yeah, both of y'all following each other. So that makes y'all a friend. It doesn't make following, it doesn't make followers, it makes friends. And I noticed that a lot of I had a whole bunch of followers. I mean, I had a whole bunch of following. I had a nice group. According to TikTok, I had a nice amount of followers. But my friends list was like it was off. I mean, it was like way off. So I went the first thing to clean up the page. I went through my following, and all the people that are following that I'm following that aren't following me, and that could be big business, your family, your friends, blah blah blah. So I went all to that list, and the first thing the two said that I had to clean up was two types of people. That was people that was not giving me they wasn't investing in me. I mean, they wasn't when I say investing, I don't necessarily mean monetary. I mean, like basically, I wasn't learning from them. I was getting not getting no knowledge from them, or the people that wasn't entertaining me. And basically, you know what that means. So after I go through that whole list, I had like 7,000 people that I was following. So I go through that list and take everybody out that's not investing in me and that's not entertaining me. And that kind of that put me down to like that took me from like 7,000 to like 5,000. So 5,000 is still a lot of people. And so after that, now I go through that page and I'm looking for people that aren't interacting like with me. So you got to go through that page. Now you're looking. I'm looking at these businesses that I chose to keep that I thought were entertaining me or were invested in me. That was I go through there and made it love. And so because a lot of these big businesses that you follow or these big names that you follow, let's say Cat Williams. Well, the likelihood of Cat Williams ever interacting with your page is slim to none. So is it that important to have to be following Cat Williams when if he's that important, you can go to his page? And I say that because if he can't interact with your page, that's work. He's taking up worthless space. Put it like that. So I got my followers. I got my following list down to like 200 people, and it took like 4 or 5 days to do it. It's such hard work. Then after that, I went and cleaned up my followers. I mean, the people that are following me that I ain't following. I went through there and I wanted to get rid of, you know what I mean? Look at them. And all this, what I say to, I got it down now to I think I'm like at 444 following, basically people that I'm following. Uh, that don't follow me, and then I got my friends down to like 1,400 now, which is good. And the reason why is it because now my posts changed. When I would post something before and I was getting uh 5 likes, 100 views. Now just by me offsetting me, because what happens is this is what the machine is looking at. TikTok is looking, it's saying, man, this dude got 4,000 followers. But when he posts something, only 800 of those people feel like his posts are entertaining enough to even view. So these other 3,200 people are saying he's trash. But little do you know that when I was cleaning up my follow list, some of those people haven't posted since 22. They Some of those people are dead. So you having people that they may have had that page, got locked out that page, don't know the password, so they created a new page. Like I said, you got people who died actually, and that's just their page. I found my partner on there. I thought I was about to talk to him. Come to find out he dead. Uh, um, but I'm following him. He been dead 2 years. So, but you just have people that those pages are just like dead pages. They're dead pages. They're ghost pages. Ghost pages are a lot of times if somebody come in, they want to create a page, and they'll come over there. They'll put a photo up. They'll put a photo on it. Follow a bunch of people, and then just let it sit, and basically organically let people go through there, and it just what I mean build up that way. So they'll come back like every 5 months to check on it to see how many followers they got on there. A lot of times they put a picture of a real pretty girl on there, and these old hungry dudes come through and see her at this. These hungry girls, I mean, the hungry dude come out and follow, blah blah blah. So you got those pages on there. Those pages they're not interacting with you, so that's dead weight. So I got all rid of those pages, and I kept the people that was actually like interacting. There's still some strays on there that are on there that shouldn't be on there, but for the most part, I got rid of most of the trash. And so now when I post, I'm getting more interaction because the percentages are better. It's the same amount of people are interacting, but the number is different. So that makes the percentages way more. So now here it is on some of my posts, I'm getting 800. You know what I mean? I've been on TikTok for like 5 years, never got 800 less. As soon as I do that, 2 weeks after I do that, I'm hitting 600 on a regular. It's 300. Ain't no post going less. So you see that you're working well. So now what I'm doing is when I get friends, it's different. I go and view the person. It's like I'm stingy. Everybody can't just be my friend. I'm looking, but I tell like when I do my lives over there, you automatically how lives when you do a live, you're gonna get some followers over there. Here you get subscribers. But I'm telling them in my lives, hey, I give everybody a chance. I'm gonna follow you back. But be forewarned, if you are not interacting with my page, I will take my following back because if you're a friend on my page, I'm gonna I'm gonna comment. Well, I'm not gonna comment on it, but I'm going to interact. I'm gonna like. Basically, you know what I mean? If you put 5 posts out there that day, I like at least one of those. And then another one I may have commented on. So it's just a process. I'm gonna do that. Not all your posts, but that's all I require. And then, but I tell them, man, if you're not interacting with my page, like I'm interacting with your page, I'm gonna take my friend back because you're just a viewer. You just want to see. But if you want to see, that's cool. You don't have to be my friend to see. My friend is for people that are gonna actually, what I mean, interact with me. But I don't want to make that same mistake over here on YouTube because I know how hard it was for me to clean up on TikTok. That so on YouTube, I'm glad. So I'm kind of glad like I didn't come to YouTube before because I would have made that mistake. I would have just take subscribers, subscribers, people that ain't gonna do me no good, but weigh me down. So that was a good thing. I'm building my page correctly, going through the process. I found out how to watch hours, how to get my watch hours up. So I found out a lot of stuff in a very amount of short time. Thanks to a lot of people that are opening up and showing me and giving me the way. Some of this I figured out through TikTok, and I'm taking some of the strategies I use in TikTok, bring them over here, and also I'm able to take my what's and crazy is that I can have a big old page of content because I found out how to. transfer my TikTok content over Facebook. Man, I got years of TikTok content. So shorts. Oh man, I can never run out. I can do a short. I can do a short every day. Yeah, I can do a short every day. So, but I'm bringing that over there, and I'm trying to get other people from TikTok. I mean, to understand the same thing. So, but you have two platforms, and then you can judge from because you can go live on multiple platforms at the same time. I tried to hook the app up today, and I was in a rush. I didn't see how to do it correctly. I was one. I think it was called Small Talk. I can't remember the name of it right now, but I was hooking that app